When we got married, we didn't really think anything about debt. I think up until probably a year ago, I just felt like that's just something. There was nothing negative about having debt. Everyone had debt. It was just something that you did. We did not spend extravagantly compared to our friends. Our car payments were so much lower, so we thought we were good, and that's how my parents always operated. But I never had a monthly plan. I had really no idea where our money was going. It makes me sick to this day to think about how much money we wasted on I don't even know what, because we seemed okay. We weren't going into bankruptcy. We could make our payments most of the time, but realistically, we were living paycheck to paycheck all of that time.
We had two vehicles that we owed 10,000 on one and 19,000 on another.
Our credit cards had crept up to around $8,000 or so, and it stressed me out completely. I was doing all of the money. We didn't know what to do, so we did nothing, is basically what it was. We just were floating along for all of that time. I would lay awake at night worrying about it. And I would talk to Brian and say, I need your help on this. I can't carry all of this alone. It's killing me. And he didn't know what to do, so he would do nothing. Or he would say, okay, I'll help you with it. And then nothing would happen.
I felt bad for her, and I did want to do something, but I didn't have any of the tools to do anything about it because I feel like I had no base knowledge. I didn't know what to do.
And it got to the point where I would say, Brian, I feel so alone with this. I cannot do this. I feel alone. It makes me feel like you don't care about me. I felt so unloved in that area. And then for him to, I would say that in those words, and for him to do nothing after that, it had a tremendous impact on our marriage that I didn't even realize until later.
I realize now that the stress that was putting on Jennifer, and I regret it and feel terrible about that. But I did. I stuck my head in the sand and hoped it would get better.
We didn't know what to do, neither one of us. We felt so stupid because we're pretty educated, we're smart people. We can do all these other things really well. What's wrong with us that we can't figure this out? And it's embarrassing to have to ask and tell people what's going on.
I always thought the answer was, okay, well, we'll make more money because we have the benefit of being able to work a second job pretty easily. So, well, we'll make a little more money. Well, it's not. That wasn't the problem. We made good money at the time. We just weren't managing it well because neither one of us had ever been taught a really good plan. I just didn't know what to do, which stressed me out more. And that tight feeling felt, we talked about that quite a bit about other things, but it felt like there's a rope tied around my chest, tightening and tightening, and it's just an uneasy, tense feeling all the time. And it sucked. It finally hit me. We were in a bad situation when she told me, hey, we're taking in less money than is going out every month.
Just reading Total Money Makeover was so much better for us because it's really short and simple.
I read the book, and I in the first 20 pages, in the first chapters, I thought, oh my God, this makes so much sense. And we got through the entire book and decided, hey, our car payments are killing us. There's no reason for us owing this much money on cars, so we sold the cars.
And I loved that Prius that I drove. And now I drive a 99 Honda Odyssey van, and it's got no power, doors or anything. I like that van a lot more than I like that car. It's just when you pay cash for it, I can't really explain what it is, but it feels different. And once I changed my viewpoint on what debt was, and that I felt like I was oppressed by the debt and I was a slave to the debt, which I completely was. I mean, that just the freedom that you get from that is so much different than it's so much better than being able to just go and buy whatever you want to buy or having the best car. Now, every month, we look at what are we going to have, what money do we have going out this month? What special things do we need to spend on? And we take every single dollar from every check and allocate it to something.
It is restricting for a short period of time. It's living like no one else so that you can later live like no one else, to use another cheesy catchphrase. But it was for us, it only took 4 months for us. I mean, to pay off $34,000 in debt.
Once you see what you can do,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you're on fire and you can't stop. It's
Yep.
like, hey, let's do our budget.
We were high-fiving
You know?
in the kitchen and silly things like that, you know.
Right. Whereas at first, I'd feel like I was going to go throw up in the bathroom because I'd be so worried about it. And now I'm like, hey, let's get out the budget and see what we can pay off this time. Because when you get rid of your payments, there's nothing you can't do. When your money's being sucked away by payments for this, payments for that, house payment, now I know that we can do all the things after we're retired that we want to do. I know that. And that is a whole nother level of worry just gone. After we got back on track, then it was just, I could breathe again. And just carrying it together has changed how we relate and how we talk about things. In the Dave Ramsey books, he always says, you get a budget and it'll change your marriage. Okay. But it did. It truly did.
It has relaxed our relationship. It has taken that stress out of our relationship.
And now I know that I can trust him, that if something that we really have a problem, I know that I can trust him to be there with me and help me with it and do it together.
It is amazing what it did. It's
liberating.
Yeah, it is. It's like weight being lifted off of my shoulders. It's almost relaxing. It's just,
before it was chaos.
And I would say stressful.
And now it's freeing.
And I'd say weightless.